Hello guys, welcome to the session. Today's session you are going to learn about DC circuits in module 1. And at module 1 under DC circuits you have Ohm's law, Kirchhoff law. Kirchhoff law is nothing but both Kirchhoff current law and Kirchhoff voltage law, and you have analysis of series parallel and series parallel excited by independent voltage sources and about power and energy. We'll start with Ohm's law. So by looking at this diagram, you can say that you are going to find the relationship, or relationship among the volt, ohms, amps. All these are the units of the electrical parameters are given, nothing but the voltage, the resistance, and the current. So at constant temperature, the current through a conductor between 2 points is directly proportional to the potential difference or the voltage across 2 points and inversely proportional to the resistance between them is the Ohm's law. So here this diagram very well explains for the current to flow, for the ampere to flow to come this side, for the current ampere to move, it needs some push that is given by the volt. It needs some pressure. It needs some energy that is given by the volt. So for the volt to push the amp to this place, or for the current to flow, but the ohms is the one which is against the push, or which is resisting the flow of amp, or you can say it is the property which resists the flow of current. So the voltage is directly proportional to the current. The current through a conductor is directly proportional to the voltage, because due to this energy only the current will flow. So this is called as Ohm's triangle. The V is nothing but the product of I into R. So using this triangle, or using this formula, you can say the I is nothing but V by R, or R is nothing but V by I. So V is equal to, in simple form, in simple statement, to tell about the Ohm's law, you can say V is nothing but the product of I into R. So from this you can write I is equal to V by R, or R is equal to V by I. What is the limitation of the Ohm's law? It is not applicable for the nonlinear devices such as semiconductor and Zener diodes, only for the linear device. And also it is not applicable for the non-metallic conductors such as silicon carbide, only for the metallic conductors only it is applicable. It cannot be applied to the arc lamps, and it is not applicable to some metals where the temperature rise is rapid. What is Kirchhoff current law? Kirchhoff current law is nothing but at any node in an electrical circuit, the sum of the currents flowing into that node is equal to the sum of the currents flowing out of the node. So this diagram very well explains about the Kirchhoff current law. You can see the junction here. There are 5 branches got connected. A junction or a node or a point in an electrical circuit is nothing but the connection of, or the meeting point of, 2 or more branches. So when there are more number of branches, accordingly in each branch the current flow will be there. The current may be entering into the junction, or towards the point, or towards the node, or leaving away from the junction or away from the point, or you can say leaving the junction. So as per the Kirchhoff current law, the number of currents, or the sum of the currents entering into the node equal to the currents leaving the node. So see here, the I1, I2, I3 are the entering the one towards the junction. I4 and I5 are the away from the junction. So you can say that I4 plus I5 is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Or at this point, at this junction, the algebraic sum of all the currents is equal to 0. If you follow some symbol like sign. For the incoming current, if you treat as positive, outgoing current if you treat as negative. When you add everything, the algebraic sum will give you the current value as 0. Kirchhoff voltage law. In any closed loop network, the total voltage around the loop is equal to the sum of all the voltage drops within the same loop, which is also equal to 0. In a closed loop network, you see here, this is called a closed loop. The starting point you can trace, so it is the closed one. Here the algebraic sum of all the voltages is equal to 0, or the sum of the voltage rise is equal to the sum of the voltage drop. So when you trace the path, when you write the KVL, you have to add all the voltages, that should be equal to 0. That too it is algebraic sum. So here minus V1 plus V2 and minus V3 plus V4 is equal to 0. So here also one voltage source is shown here. There are two resistors connected here. They directly, this voltage can be taken as, because you are going to add all the voltages. Directly the voltage is given here. But here the voltage across the resistor is nothing but the product of, you know, the current value, current into resistance value gives you the voltage. So the current, the voltage across R2 is nothing but I into R2, the product of I and R1. Similarly, the voltage drop across R2 is the product of I and R2. So you can write minus Vs plus the voltage here, it is nothing but I into R1, that is written here. Here the voltage drop is the product of I into R2, that is written here. When you add everything, that will be equal to 0. It is nothing but Kirchhoff voltage law. You need to add all the voltages. Here all the voltages V1, V2, V3, V4 directly given, so directly I have added everything. But here only one voltage value is directly given, remaining all you have to multiply the current and resistance to get the voltage value, and that should be added. So you should remember that you need to add only the voltages, not anything else. If at all some current source is there, you should not add the current source with the voltage. Only the voltages can be added. When you add all the voltages around a loop, that the algebraic sum of that is nothing but 0. The algebraic sum here is nothing but you are including the direction. You are including the potential drop or polarity. Some important definitions. Electric work. In an electric circuit, there is a movement of electrons which constitutes flow of current. So this movement of electrons results in transfer of charge. Electrical work is done when there is a transfer of charge. The unit of such electrical work is joule. So the movement of electrons is called the current. For the current to move, it needs some pressure, some driving force. So you can say the movement of electrons as a movement of charge or transfer of charge also. Some work is to be done, some driving force is there to make the current, to make the electrons to flow, or you can say for the transfer of charge. The unit of such electrical work is joule. 1 joule of electrical work done is that work done in moving a charge of 1 coulomb through a potential difference of 1 voltage. Thus, if V is the potential difference in voltage, if Q is the charge in coulombs, then electrical work W is equal to product of V into Q, joules. Now I is equal to Q by T, so W is equal to VIT joules, where T is equal to time in seconds. Electric power. Electric power is the rate at which the electrical energy is done in an electrical circuit. The SI unit of power is what? Electric power P can be written as electrical work done by time. So W by T, where W is VIT by T, so it is nothing but VI joules per second or watts. Or the product of voltage and current is also called the electric power. The power consumed in an electrical circuit is 1 watt if the potential difference applied across the circuit is 1 voltage, which causes 1 ampere of current to flow through the circuit. Electric power. So P is equal to V into I. 1 watt is equal to 1 voltage into 1 ampere. So 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second. Where P is the electric power, V is the potential difference, and I is the electric current. In case of a resistive load, The Joule's law can be combined with the Ohm's law to produce alternative expressions for the dissipated power, that is P is equal to I squared R or V squared by R, where R is the electrical resistance. Electrical energy. Electrical energy is that amount of electrical work done in an electrical circuit. Therefore, electrical energy is equal to power into time, where W is equal to VIT joules, that is watt second. The unit of electrical energy is joule or watt per second. Energy consumed when electric circuit is 1 watt second or joule when it utilizes power of 1 watt for 1 second. As the watt second is a very small unit, electrical energy is measured in larger units, that is watt hour or the kilowatt hour, which is the commercial unit of energy.